Shineway Tech OLT55PH as stabilized laser source. OLT55 as SLS uses a Fabry-Perot laser diode that can transmit 1310, 1490, and 1550 wavelengths with an output level of negative 2.5 dB. To go to SLS mode, using the equipment the keypad buttons, move the highlighter to stabilize laser source on the main menu and press the Enter key to select. Take note that the light source output is the right port located on top of the equipment labeled OLT-APC. Please use a reference patch cord with connectors suited for the test equipment and the fiber link to be tested. It is important to make a referencing before doing any testing. Here is the recommended setup for referencing. Stabilized laser source with reference patch cord and optical power meter with reference patch cord connected together via adapter. It is recommended to use Shineway optical power meter OPM50 or OLT55 in OPM mode. In the SLS mode, you will notice that there is a light display letters and numbers on the upper right screen of the display. Since OLT55 is also an optical power meter, the very light display is the status of the OPM which is built in the OLT55. Just ignore this display. To turn on the laser power, press enter button on the status and the screen displays negative 2.5 dB, which means it is now transmitting 1310 nanometer wavelength signal. For modulation setting, it should be set to CW or continuous wave for insertion loss testing. The 270 Hz, the 1 kHz, and 2 kHz are used for fiber identification or tracing. Auto ID is used if optical power meter is from Shineway Tech. In Auto ID, SLS and OPM will automatically communicate with each other and automatically set the wavelength of both equipment one at a time. Unit should be set to dBm since it is the recommended unit in measuring the insertion loss. In reference setting, once you select the set reference, it will ask you to input the value of the received signal of the optical power meter during the referencing. Numeric keyboard will display on the screen for you to input the value. The value you entered has no effect on the output of the stabilized laser source. This is just for recording purposes only, just in case the OPM reference value was erased. The entered reference value will be displayed below the wavelength value. On the setup menu, once Auto ID is set to automatic, Shineway power meters will automatically communicate with the SLS during testing. If Auto ID is set to manual, this means it is deactivated. In referencing, all wavelengths should be referenced since every wavelength has a different output level and losses. After all the wavelengths have been referenced, we can remove the connection of the reference patch cord on the referencing adapter. But do not remove the reference patch cord on the SLS and OPM. If you remove them, you have to start all over again the calibration procedure. You can turn off the power of SLS and OPM while traveling to save battery power since the reference values are already stored on each equipment. You can now transport that equipment to the site but do not remove the patch cords. On the testing site, you can power on the equipment and start testing by inserting the patch cord to the fiber link to be tested or measured. Thank you for watching.